Alright, what's up everybody? In this video we're checking out every new evolved unit from the Samsung update, Anime Last Stand. Sorry for spamming my channel with a bunch of showcase stuff. You know, we do this every update, and we're getting a lot of updates now. But we have 4 new units now. So we have the Galaxy guy right here, we have Blue Devil, Merlin somewhere, and then Grimjaw somewhere. Thank you to Limp Bizkit, Epicurito, and Timbo Squad all for letting me showcase these units here. So, starting off with Blue Devil. Of course, this is being recorded live, so if it sounds like I'm talking to chat, you know. But here we go. We have Blue Devil with apparently triple S everything, no skill tree, max level, Avatar and Glorious, and the Sukuna lead, so it'll kind of make his ability have less of a cooldown, but that's all. Otherwise, on placement for 700 cash, we have 1.46 mil or 4.93 seconds, with the Blue Flame effect doing 2.05 mil. So, I mean, already off to a good start. Blue Flame is a burn buff. Okay. He has a passive Satanic Flames. Once 50 enemies have entered range, gain the following buff for 10 attacks, deal 1000% damage in range, and apply Fear and Blue Flame's initial effect. Okay, so he's going to do, like, a lot, actually. Okay, apparently Fear got buffed as well. Just kind of going to point that out there. Dark Element units deal 15% more damage. I don't think that was a thing before. Now, we do have other buffs as well. He loses damage, loses SPA, though, so he attacks faster and gains range. So that is when 50 enemies have entered his range. He gains these buffs right here. All of these for 10 attacks. An attacking enemy under Blue Flame, apply a random burn dot. So he actually does like a stronger version of burn. Paired with Blue Flame, he's kind of buffing himself. Okay. And then this passive is a 30-second global cooldown. 30-second I don't know if that's global. I know I said global. But 30-second cooldown, so not always going to be happening. Okay, we do have 3 passives here, so I got to kind of speed it up. Demonic Fear. Once an enemy enters range, apply Fear. Every 20 seconds, 20% chance to enter Fear to apply Fear in range. Enemies in 75% zone, 35% zone, enemies in zone. Okay. Pretty much he applies Fear when they're in his like little bubbles around him. So, I don't know, just kind of want to read it on your own. I'm trying to read it all, but kind of summarize it as well. Don't want to be here all day. He's also going to make them take more damage from the burn if he's in their range, kind of, and under Fear. Overwhelming Presence. Increases damage taken from all burn sources based on the following thresholds. So, that's within his bubble there. They take more damage in his bubble from burn. Okay. Now we check out the upgrades here. So, starting off with 1650. First upgrade, and he has a total of 13. It's going to be a while, but upgrade time. Upgrade time. Ready? Uh-oh. Oh, there. Okay, we're here. Good. Small delay. Sorry. But we're chilling. I think. We're good? Okay, yeah, we're good. So far... Blue Knight Slash upgrade 6. Here we go. Line AoE. And he got the buff from enemies entering his range. So, a little bit of a weird stat line right now. Attacking really quick. 3.87 SPA. 63.4 million damage with 88.8 on the Blue Flame. Okay. Keep going, keep going. So far, I mean, he's actually pretty good for damage. Like, the Blue Flame is doing a lot. Okay. Upgrade 12, Satanic Supernova. Circle AoE. He is doing... Wow, that's a really cool effect. I like that. 732. Oh, okay, his stats changed, but you probably saw him there. He's in the buff mode right now. So buff mode, he's doing 634 every 4.93 on max upgrade with 73 range, circle AoE, 888 mil damage on the Blue Flame. That's actually pretty clean looking. And then the buff runs out in like 5 more attacks or so, and we'll check out the normal stats as well. 976 mil every 9.86 seconds, 60.8 range, with the Blue Flame doing 1.36 billion. Okay, if we take into account the buff mode applying a random burn, or sorry, when he applies anything, actually yeah, okay. As during the buff, when he attacks anything with Fear, he does a lot more damage, I think. He's actually not that bad. For Avatar Glorious, I think he's really good. People in chat are saying he's really bad, but I think this guy has a lot of damage potential. If you account for all of his different passives here, with like how they buff his burn damage and everything, he seems pretty good. Thank you again for showcasing this guy, Epicurito. Moving on to the next one. Next up, we have Grimjaw Panther. This is the evolution of the legendary Grimjaw unit. Let me saw my Maki, sorry. Maki's kind of distracting. There we go. So really low range on placement. We do only have an Overlord one with no enchant pretty much, but hold on. Okay, triple S everything, no leader, no skill. Level 85 I'm guessing, and no soul either probably. 1.22 mil over 3.75 seconds for 20.2 range, line AoE, ground unit on placement. 1k to place, so I mean, kinda cheap. On placement with the passive Slash Barrage. Anytime he's gonna crit, 15% chance to perform a follow-up attack, doing 20% of his current damage. Okay. Follow-up attack has the same chance to crit as Grimjaw's current crit. Okay. So if he crits, he's gonna follow-up attack, and he's gonna crit again. He can crit again during that follow-up attack. Okay, pretty interesting. If the follow-up attack crits, he's also gonna apply bleed off of the 20% damage. So bleed's doing 140% of that, 20%. Interesting. Okay, so he's kind of like a chain attacker. If he crits, he can do a follow-up attack, and that follow-up attack can crit. And if it crits, it'll apply bleed. Okay. A lot of RNG there. Oppressive sound wave. Every 20 times Grimjaw successfully crits on the follow-up attack, deal 20% times the number of enemies currently in range damage to enemies in range. Okay. He can do up to 500% of his damage, which is just 5 times his damage to enemies in range, so kind of full AoE. Lose 15% SPA, gain range, and apply crippled as well. So if he crits a lot on the follow-up attack, after a while if you get good RNG, he'll buff himself and do full AoE damage. Aura pressure. Every second enemies in range of Grimjaw, enemy takes plus 1% damage from Grimjaw, have a 20% extra. Okay. The longer they're in his range, the more damage they take. For 20 seconds, enemies when in range deal 50% damage to the enemy on the next attack. Okay. Really good, actually. Guarantee crit on that attack as well with a 30-second cooldown. So, what I'm seeing is like more damage the longer they've been in his range. After guaranteed crit, attack procs 10 times. Increase damage buff per second. Okay. Yeah, so this part is just kind of like a range damage buff type of thing. If they're in his range, he does more damage. The other two are kind of crit related with his like follow-up attacks and everything. Okay. Pretty interesting. We'll check him out right now. Currently 1.22 or 3.75. We'll upgrade him though. Pretty cheap so far. He is a ground unit. He does gain a new attack on upgrade 7. So animation there is pretty cool. Check him out here. Panther bombs upgrade 7. We have 91.1 mil or 4.87 seconds. Circle AoE, 31 range, and no new passives or anything that we can tell. 49 mil. I mean, for having Overlord and Knowledge, not that bad so far. Because again, you can always have like Glitch and Glorious on him. He'd do a lot more. Panther Onslaught, upgrade 11 for a cost of 150k. Doing 516 mil every 9 seconds there. 43 range circle AoE. Maximum for 200k, getting a little bit expensive now. Total cost of 600k actually. Not that bad. Oh, sorry, not 600k. 900k. Total cost of 900k. We have him doing 625 every 9 seconds with the Pisagaron ability? I don't know what that is. But upon activation, deal 1000% damage, so 10 times his damage, and deal another 10 times damage 3 seconds later. Apply bleed off the combined damage. Okay, so bleed off the 20 times his damage. Lose 15% SPA for 30 seconds. Slash proc passive is now guaranteed to perform the follow-up attacks for 30 seconds. Oppressive sound wave now procs every 10 crits for 30 seconds. Okay. Oppressive sound wave being the buff one. So I think he's actually really good. His DPS is not bad for having Overlord and Knowledge. And if you get the follow-up attack with good RNG, he does pretty good DPS, I think, if you account for this ability here with a 120-second cooldown. Looks like it doesn't say global either, so it should be like if you have multiple people, they can all use it. Want to use ability? Check if it has an animation. I do have animations on. We'll check it right here. He does have one. Okay, he does like a little slash in an X mode around everything. Okay, chat's also saying I'm kind of reading bad. Sorry if I'm bad at reading this video. I don't know. Was not expecting a Friday update today, but pretty good. I'd say he's pretty good. His DPS is really high for only Overlord, and if you account for follow-up attacks, a lot of his stuff is like, you have to kind of account for RNG and rolling the follow-up attacks and crits and everything. But he seems really good. Thank you again to Imbo Squad Alt for showcasing this one. So, moving on to the next unit. Moving on to Merlin, or Crimson Mage Arcanum. Thank you to Limp Bizkit for showcasing this one. We have Glitch and Glorious on her, triple S everything. I think no Golly Lead, no Soul, no Skill Tree. And she's doing 5.5 mil every 4.24 seconds with 2k placement cost here. Circle AoE, hybrid unit. This is with Glitch and Glorious, so pretty alright damage, I don't know. Absolute neutralization. Crimson Mage is under a type of enemy debuff, remove the debuff. Okay, so like stun, if she gets stunned, removes the debuff, gains damage in range, apply 2 random spells in range. Wait, random spells in range? Like free run spells? I don't know. What could that mean? Decrease the speed of Endless Whirlwind passive by 2 seconds one time. The other passive here kind of combines with that one. She's got a lot. Oh no, I'm gonna be really bad at reading this video. Sorry. If a unit in range is under any type of enemy debuff, remove the debuff, buff their range, and they're now immune to debuffs. Okay, she's a debuff cleanser, and gonna buff them when she does that, and has spells from free run. Okay. Endless Whirlwind. Once an enemy enters Crimson Mage's range, apply a random spell. 5% chance to activate Cube of Perfection passive. Wait, Cube of Perfection is this one, so 5% chance for this one right here. Every 20 seconds, an enemy is in range, deal 50% damage to it. Apply a random spell to the enemy, 25% chance to apply. Okay. So when they're in her range for a long time, she can also activate the Cube of Perfection that way with a higher chance. A lot to read here. I'm trying to like speed run it, but sorry if I'm doing a bad job. Spells, Water Spell. You can see them all right here. Pretty sure these are the same from Freerun. Looks like a little mini version of them, like the same effect, but not as strong. So pretty okay, pretty interesting. Cube of Perfection. Once the passive is activated, perform the following functions to the enemy, which activated it. Apply stun and poison to the enemy. So this is the Cube of Perfection with like the RNG. If that triggers, this is what it does. Okay, apply stun and poison, apply a random spell, drain 5% of current HP with a cap of 100 bill. 20-second cooldown, okay. So, HP percent, not that bad, that's always really good. After an enemy has been affected by this passive 3 times, increase HP drain cap to 200 bill, so really good for infinite. Gain 25% chance to apply extinguisher bond. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to speedrun upgrades, or speedrun passives, but I can get into the upgrades here. So far, looking like an infinite unit, also kind of like a buffer, debuff cleanser. Upgrade time. Once per jump. That works. Alright, here we go. So 13.5 mil for the first upgrade, or 4.24. Moving on to 25.6. Okay. Upgrade 6 using the gain ice wall here. 183 mil with the freeze effect, line AoE. For some reason the animation's gone. Oh, okay. No, she's doing like full AoE damage from one of her passives here with, I think Endless Whirlwind, right? Yeah, okay, something like that. But anyway, we'll keep going with the upgrades. So line AoE with freeze. Pretty good damage so far. Endless Whirlwind here, upgrade 9. Full AoE. Okay, not bad. Full AoE doing, negation. New effect. Okay, unit applies negation to all enemies hit. Afflicted enemies have their elemental resistance removed. What? Okay. If you like have a water unit attacking a fire one or something, no, that's a really bad example. If you have like a fire unit attacking a water one, and you like normally do less damage, you can kind of cancel that out. Really crazy. Damage is, oh my goodness, going up to 1 bill? No way. I'll check it out. Yep, okay. 1 bill every 8.48 seconds there. Full AoE. We can't see the animation right now because she's not attacking. She has like full AoE damage on them consistently, always killing them. But she's actually really good. She's a support. She's canceling out elemental debuff, canceling out stuns and debuffs and everything on the enemies. From the enemies, sorry, on the units. Oh, there's the animation. Pretty cool. The different spells are really cool buffs as well. Overall, I'd say she's really strong. Definitely an infinite unit because of this final passive here. A little bit RNG, but I don't know. I'd say like a really solid unit. Thank you again to Limp Bizkit for showcasing this one. The cosmetic, by the way, has you like wear her outfit with a little belly thing. I don't know. It looks kind of goofy. Other cosmetics, hopefully you saw in the beginning of the video. But there's a blue guy as well. Anyways, thank you again, Limp Bizkit. There was Merlin. Finally, we have the Blue Shadow unit. This is the Galaxy collab unit from the Samsung thing. From the Secret Quest, I did it myself. We got the cosmetic on and everything. So Overlord Glory is here. We have triple S everything, no skill tree, level 85, no godly bleed, no soul. He's doing, okay, 500 placement cost. He's kind of buffing himself right now, but 942k for 6.97 seconds. Oh, 785 there. Circular AoE, hybrid unit. Very cheap actually, 500 is not a lot at all. Power reserves. Every 7 attacks inflict 3 random effects in range, okay? We catch that in action, like 7 attacks will he apply... Oh! That's a jump scare from somebody over there. Okay. Gives units in range 5% range and 5% damage for 10 seconds as well. So he's a little bit of a buffer. See if we can catch that random effect in action. I'm not sure if we can. Should be in 7 attacks, but I'm not sure if he's doing that. I don't know. Kind of hard to tell. But widen division. Every 5 attacks plus 10% range. The units in range for the next 30 seconds. Permanent plus 2% range for units in range. Okay, so a huge range buff right there. He's already buffing range by 5% right here, and damage is also being buffed by 5%. So he's a little bit of a damage buffer and range buffer. And then snap response every 30 seconds, take a picture of enemies in range, stunning them for 5 seconds, reduce SPA by 25%. Okay, so he's going to stun them. He's going to reduce his own SPA during the stun. Okay. Sorry for being bad at reading again today, but I don't know, I was not prepared for a Friday update. But okay, I don't know why I just jumped. I'm upgrading this one myself. Here we go. 4.23, 8.47, and then a flipping phone attack. What an awesome name. Upgrade 4, flipping phone attack. Here we go. Okay, he's still circle AoE, 51.8 mil every 8.36 seconds. Okay. Keep going, keep going. Lightning attack, upgrade 8. Line AoE, 329 mil every 9.06 seconds. Wow. Maximum we get full deform switch. Maybe the full deform switch is goated. Hold on. He's not that crazy yet. Well, let's pop the full deform switch here. Total cost of like 270k-ish. Here we go. Full deform switch. Upon activation, gain falling buffs for 30 seconds. 35% SPA, 20% damage, 25% range. Here we go. He's going to attack faster, lose damage, gain range. No animation. I was expecting a phone to appear somewhere, but yeah, this entire video, I think only Grimjaw had an ability, and it had an animation, but yeah, I've had them on, so I don't know. He's doing 423 mil over 9.06. I mean, for a buffer, he's not that bad. Like, he's got range buff, random debuff on enemies every 7 attacks, range buff, a little bit of damage there, a stun as well. He's pretty bad. He was really easy to get though, so for new players, definitely get the Samsung collaboration done. Pretty easy to do the whole thing. Pretty cool cosmetic, but not good on me. I don't know, doesn't look good on me, but overall, okay. He's an okay support. I don't know. I'd say the best units of this update were probably literally everyone but this guy. I think Merlin was really good support, really good for Infinite. Grimjaw really good for DPS. Blue Flame guy really good for DPS as well. This guy, okay support, not that great though. But that was every unit from the Samsung update. I'm not sure why we dropped it on a Friday, immediately after a Wednesday update. I don't know. Sorry if I was kind of scuffed in this video. Was not really expecting it. Very busy today. Was not really prepared for the update. But hopefully the showcase helped you guys out. Let me know what you think about the units in the comments down below. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. We'll see you in the next one. And have a great day.